Yeah, we're TriSight. I have to second what Dave said. I've kind of fallen in love with all of you. Most of you don't know who I am. I kind of feel like an adopted son. Not sure if y'all want me here, but I want to be here. As does everyone on our team. I actually have worked with government in Utah. I'm kind of from Silicon Valley in my career, Utah in my life. Not the same as it is here. I have been blown away right from day one. I also have the second day. It was Jerry Greenfield who found us, who found Gay Win. We have a genius sitting right here. And it's just been an incredible pleasure. Now, who is TriSight? You ready for this? We're 300 million years old. We love coal and CO2, and we're promoting carbon expansion. I like that. But with zero toxins in the air or in the ground. How does that happen? In fact, the real question is, how did I happen to be here, right? I literally come from the heart of hatred towards coal, Silicon Valley, and I was looked into this from a prior client because I'm a strategic analyst, predictive analyst. I put big projects together. And Jerry was on a search as board of commissioners to find solutions for coal as the downfall of coal began to occur. And he found it. It was amazing. And started to vet us out. I actually met Gay Win the same day I met Jerry. And we, in July of 2020, it's 2.5 years ago, we formally aligned with the county. The commissioners were extremely innovative, extremely open to doing what we said we could do. And what that is to find other value streams, other things that coal can do for us outside of power, outside of energy, outside of fuels. And what shocked me is what coal really is. And so that's what I'm going to try to show you very shortly and short briefly. I don't have a PowerPoint because I can never do a PowerPoint in 10 minutes. Don't know if I can do this in 10 minutes. But let me ask you a few questions. How many here, I think some of you will say yes to this one, ever imagined that Kemmer coal would be the premium natural resource for fertilizers? I'm sure some of you are familiar with that, right? Any of you have heard about that? So within coal, you have what's called humic and fulvic acids. And if you think about how coal's made, it's layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of soil. Well, what's in soil? Decomposed plant and animal life. It's pretty amazing. What happens when an animal passes away in nature? It decomposes. What happens around it? Life grows. In fact, the way that humic and fulvic was discovered in coal, it was by farmers and others seeing these piles of coal at the coal mines, and this odd plant life taking sprout around coal. It seems kind of weird. That's literally how humans discovered this magic sauce inside of coal. Okay, my next question. How many here, have you ever heard of graphite? We're highly dependent on China for graphite right now. Quite frankly, we're highly dependent on China and Russia for all sorts of carbons. And it's crazy. In fact, okay, ready for the next question. And do raise your hands. How many here know how much BTU is in Kemmer coal? If you do, raise your hand. I've heard it's around 10,000. I don't hardly know what BTU is, just so you know. How many know how much carbon is in coal? Anyone? I mean, if you just, anyone? In your coal, Kemmer coal, you ready for this? 60%. 50, 60 to be exact. Kemmer coal, we've done an analysis on it, 56% carbon. Now, we might think carbon's bad, but it's not. In fact, I went to the beach last week, and every step I took on the beach was a carbon footprint. Don't tell anybody. It was. We're all made of carbon. In fact, if you take a step back and think about what coal is, you know the 4 main building blocks in coal are? It's carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen. Those are the building blocks of the universe and the galaxy. And I always want to be careful how I say this, because fueling the world, empowering the world, I kind of agree with many people here. I don't think fossil fuels will ever go away. That's not the world we live in, but it's incredibly valuable. But we really discovered this through the cavemen. Okay. We literally are doing what the cavemen did. Is somewhere, some along the way, there was a fire that fell on a coal of black rock that lit up, and it was amazing heat to keep that cave warm. And it's an amazing resource for power. But we actually believe that the true value of coal is by not burning it, is by finding technologies that unlock the treasure chest of coal. In fact, one of our visionaries who passed away last summer, regretfully, was Camp Harmon. And he has a phrase, and I'm going to give it 2 times. The original phrase was, coal is Mother Nature's pantry of Earth's most precious minerals and elements. I don't think there's a geologist who will disagree with that. It literally is a pantry. Now, at the end of this, I'm going to expand that a little bit and tell you how much of a pantry it is. But within coal, it's a freaking amazing treasure chest. But because of our politics, all of the technologies that were designed, mostly in the US, that can unlock coal went, guess where? Across the seas. And guess who's kicking our ass? China, Germany, Italy. Like, there's technologies in Mongolia and Peru we don't even have or haven't really penetrated our society. So our mission was to find those technologies and bring them here. Okay, my next question. How many of you have pondered the possibility that Cameron coal would be a premium resource for skincare products? Okay, now most of the guys here won't know what I'm about to say. I didn't know what these things were. There are all these antis. I didn't think antis were good, but you ready for these big antis? Have you ever heard of the anti-inflammatory? Anti-aging, I could use that one. Antioxidants. Did I say that right? Okay, I'm missing. What's the other one? Antibacterial. The magic sauce you have in coal, when you pull it out, and we know how, have all of those things. And let's see, where's Jennifer and Mindy? Would you two stand? I never imagined in my life that we would have to hire a master esthetician and create a skincare brand. Those two are over our skincare brand. We're literally creating some of the most premium skincare products in the world. One of the other things that is in high demand in skincare is fulvic acid. We can produce fulvic acid. It's not just the compound that's humic and fulvic together, it's fulvic acid. And it was kind of funny, I'm going to say something about Noam, I should have, the inventor of this technology. He goes, yeah, but Brad, fulvic is really expensive to produce, so I don't produce it, but he can produce it. He goes, it's $80 a gallon. And this guy's a genius. But what is true about most geniuses? The more genius they are here, they're a little bit quacky over here. So he hasn't focused on it. Well, you can take that $80 a gallon and create, don't tell anybody, I'm going to make you all sign a non-disclosure, and sell 128 1-ounce bottles at $100 each. I think that's a pretty good cost of goods, okay? Now, and I'm just kind of rambling because of the time. And then the last one is, have you ever thought about coal to body and healthcare products? You would never think it. Now, I'm going to prove to you I'm not just BSing. Ready? Okay. These are actual products. That's an actual humic acid gel that are made through the technologies we have. See this right here? That's actually synthetic graphite. And again, synthetic graphite can sell for $45,000 a ton sometimes. Oh, I have 2 minutes left? Okay, I better do this fast then. But, so these are, I'm not talking theory, this is real stuff. What you have is an actual treasure chest. And I don't have time within the 2 minutes. The Gaiman, you might stand here really quick. Afterwards, this is Gaiman, she's one of the co-inventors, her and her late husband. They have the technology that converts our CO2 we're producing on purpose into synthetic graphites, activated carbons, carbon black, and other carbon compounds, all from coal. So back to the beginning, 300 million years ago is when coalification started on the Earth. We are 300 million years old. Literally, we love CO2, we love coal. Why? Because when you use them as Mother Nature designed them, not only do they advance humanity, but they literally enrich the soils of the Earth. Who would have thunk that you could do that with coal? That's what we are bringing together with Lincoln County and the leaders of Lincoln County to Lincoln County to bless the world. Thank you.